Now it's your turn, bandit.
How's it going?
Brave of you to come here. You got lost, huh?
What are you doing up here?
I'm here to make money.
Here in the middle of nowhere?
I'm a hunter. I specialize in difficult cases. Fire lizards, mine crawlers, dragon snappers, anything nobody else will hunt. That brings in the money.
That's some armor you're wearing.
Yeah, hard to get. It's made of mine crawler plates. A guy named Wolf made it for me. I used to be a convict here in the colony. Gave him a couple of mine crawler plates, and a few days later the thing was finished. The guy's okay.
Where's this Wolf now?
It's been a while since I've seen him. Back then, he was a mercenary here in the colony. I suppose he still hangs around with the boys.
What is there to see here?
A bunch of fire lizards, orcs, and I don't know what else. I haven't been farther up on the high plain. I'd advise you against trying it. The things that live up there don't sound too friendly.
Can you gut dragons too?
Ask me again later, when you're ready for something like that, okay?
Can you...
Sure.
What are you doing here?
I just can't go on.
If you say so.
Just a little break.
the power of the Master.
Hey, you're finally back. You have to go see Zardes right away. There's a problem.
That I certainly believe.
All hell's broken loose since you left. Talk to Zardes. He's waiting for you. Zardes gave me this rune for you. It'll help you get to him faster. We'll meet again there.
Hey, you! I'm back from the Valley of Mines.
High time, too. What did you see?
You were right. The land's been overrun by an entire army of the enemy. Orcs are besieging the castle, and dragons have laid whole areas to waste. It won't be long before they attack Khorinis, if I'm not mistaken. Lester said you wanted to see me at once. What the hell has happened here in the meantime?
The enemy has learned who you really are, and that you're planning to get hold of the Eye of Enos. He has recognized the threat. It has forced him to leave his cover and openly attack. The game of hide and seek is over. Yesterday, nobody knew what the enemy's attack would look like. Now it has become only too obvious.
I was attacked by magicians in black robes.
The enemy has many faces. The Seekers are one of them. They're really the ones who prepare the ground for the enemy. They have taken up their positions in strategic places and are now only waiting for an opportunity to spring the trap. Stay out of their way. They are very powerful magical beings, and they will try to deter you at any cost.
I finally got the proof that Lord Hagen demanded of me.
What proof is that?
I received a letter from Garand, the commander of the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. In it, he asks for reinforcements.
That should be enough to convince that militant warhorse. Well done.
What will be the next step now?
Go and bring Lord Hagen the letter from Garand, so that he may grant you access to the Eye of Enos. Then go to the monastery and talk to Pyrokar. He must give you the eye. Nothing is more important than getting this artifact away to safety. Go now before it's too late. The enemy will also try to lay his hands on it.
Any new developments in the last few days?
Just go down the path to the city. If you run into a fellow with a black robe, then you'll know what's new.
Have the Black Robes come to see you yet?
Yeah, they've been here for a few days. If you ask me, they come straight from hell.
How are your sheep?
As if that would interest you at all. You have other problems.
My problems? What would you know about that?
You noble lords from the monastery should do something about these hooded fellows.
Hey, watch your mouth, buddy.
All you can do is talk big. The best thing would be if you went away.
Well, don't get all worked up.
Beat it.
How's your farm?
I can't stand it anymore. All of a sudden, these fellows in black hoods showed up and posted themselves on the road and on my farm. Spent a long time talking to Vino, and then they disappeared with him. Short time later, my wife took deathly ill again. She spends most of the time just lying in bed. And that happens to her frequently. I'm falling apart here.
Have you talked to the men in black?
Sure. There was no way to prevent it. I think they're looking for someone.
Why don't you do anything about those Black Robes?
Well, I'd surely love to, but I saw how they burned one of the townspeople alive. Just like that. Why should I risk my life?
Why don't you take your wife to the healer?
We ought to go to the city to see Vatras about it. But I won't budge an inch from my farm as long as things are so chaotic here.
What was their business with Vino?
They didn't say. They just took him with them.
Where did they drag Vino off to?
They went up that hill with him.
Have you come to disrupt our ritual? His soul belongs to us. You cannot save him now, magician. There he is.
Just you wait, you sumbitch.
What's wrong?
There he is.
Beat it! Otherwise, they'll kill me. Just you wait, you sumbitch. Ah! Never pick a fight with me again.
We shall get you.
What's up?
Aren't you feeling well?
No, not at all. I've got this awful fever again. I should really go and see the town healer, but I'm too weak for that.
Can I help?
It would be wonderful if you could go to Vatras and get me my medicine. He'll know what is to be done. I can't do it anymore. What's up?
Good thing you're here. You need to help me.
Is it really true?
What is this about?
A lot of things have changed since I left here. I have to get back on my feet somehow.
What's the problem?
I have to get into the upper quarter. But I'm not a citizen of the town, and I don't have enough money to bribe the guards. That's where you come in.
So you want me to lend you some gold?
Nonsense. I've got some gold.
Is it really
A whole lot of gold, even. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me. You need to go fetch my gold for me.
Been gone a long time.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Okay, I'll help you.
Surprises me
Well,
anymore.
listen. Back when the barrier was still in place, I hid a small treasure. It's been quite a while. That's why I forgot to take it with me. And I can't leave here at all at the moment. To cut a long story short, you must go to the Valley of Mines for me and fetch my gold.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Where's the gold hidden?
Directly at the trading square, above the abandoned mine. It's in a leather satchel. Spare yourself that comment. I know myself that we must have walked right past it. Just bring me the bag. But don't forget to check that it's the right one, so you don't walk all that way for nothing.
How can I recognize it?
It's full of gold. A whole lot of gold.
Listen to the wrong people.
You mustn't believe everything.
I'll try
you
to
hear.
find your gold.
Just do it.
really
That's
not my
enough for me.
I found your gold.
Great. Show me. Very good. Gerbrant had better watch out now. Listen, I still need to take care of the guards. I want you to take this letter to Gerbrant. He is one of the fat merchants in the upper quarter.
Asked for my
Give
opinion.
him my regards. I'll meet you in front of Gerbrant's house then.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Will it ever change?
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
You listen to the wrong people.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Will it ever change?
That was quite obvious.
That's all just gossip.
He really didn't deserve that.
I'm no better off myself.
I've heard a thing or two.
That was obvious all along.
It was just like you said.
I'm no better off myself.
was just like you said.
There you are again.
How are things in town?
There's nothing new so far. Drop in again later.
I've got a few skins for you.
A sheepskin? You did
I wouldn't dream.
wolfskin? A warg skin? Oh, even a shadow beast skin. Those are worth a... What the hell is this skin?
I ripped a troll off for that one.
That, good work. Come see me.
Sh-
To the wrong people.
But he knew that all along.
That's really not my problem.
So why won't they listen to me?
That doesn't surprise me.
I've heard a thing or two.
Is it really true?
He didn't get that from me.
Is it really true?
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
I'd have gone about it differently.
But he knew that all along.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
We can only wait and see.
He never would have thought of that himself.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
He never would have thought of that himself.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
I'm no better off myself.
Where did you pick that up then?
Do you really believe that?
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
That doesn't surprise me.
So why won't they listen to me?
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Will it ever change?
I've heard a thing or two.
That's really not my problem.
We can only wait and see.
That was obvious all along.
So why won't they listen to me?
I'm not telling you anything new.
It can't go on like this forever.
It surprises me anymore.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I'm no better off myself.
I've heard a thing or two.
Will it ever change?
That was quite obvious.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
But he knew that all along.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I knew that would be a problem.
Do you really believe that?
Nobody ever asks for my opinion.
That's been known a long time.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
He never would have thought of that himself.
We can only wait and see.
It's not what I heard.
I can't believe that.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
We can only wait and see.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I've heard a thing or two.
You listen to the wrong people.
We can only wait and see.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I already thought as much.
I'm not telling you anything new.
That was quite obvious.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Diego says hello.
What? Who? What Diego?
And he wants me to give you this letter.
That can't be. No. I'm a goner. Is he in town then?
Who?
Diego, of course.
Yes, I'm gonna meet him here shortly.
Oh, this is the end then. All is lost. I've got no time. I need to get out of here. Quick! If he finds me here, I'm done for.
He listened to the wrong people. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
We see you, worm. You cannot escape us.
They're smashing each...
Not bad at all.
It was his decision, wasn't it? He should really have known better.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
I couldn't care less.
Oh man, my head.
Thought of that himself.
Wait a minute.
Nobody wants to
You're
know.
possessed.
Go away, go already.
That was obvious all along.
Same old thing all over again. That was no big deal.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land and chose.
I don't know why he gets
If
so
I
worked
hadn't
up.
seen it with my own eyes.
I've got some special snapper claws for you.
My customer will be happy to hear that. I don't have the runestone here, but I know where it can be found. On your way from town to the inn, you'll pass under a bridge. There, in a cave, a friend of mine has deposited a runestone in a chest.
Honestly,
Here's the key.
used it myself.
Show me your wares.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Really? How interesting.
But that's terrible.
Everybody knows by now.
Where did you pick that up
Don't
then?
tell this to anyone.
Show me your...
It's my pleasure.
I used to say that myself.
I bring you news from Garand. Here, he gave me this message for you.
Our situation is worse than I had feared, but report to me on the situation in the Valley of Mines.
The Paladins are holed up in the castle in the Valley of Mines, surrounded by orcs. There were many casualties in the prospecting operations, and there's barely any ore left. Well, I should say that without any help, the lads are lost. That's how it looks.
I shall find a way to rescue this expedition. You have done much for us. Innos will thank you.
I'm not all that interested in his gratitude. I want his eye.
Yes, of course, I stand by my word. Take this letter. It will open the monastery gates to you. Speak with Pyrokar, the highest fire magician, and show him this authorization. He will grant you access to the Eye of Innos. One more thing before you go. Take this rune as a token of my gratitude. It will take you safely back to the city whenever you want.
How's the situation?
I must find a way to rescue this expedition. We must do something against the dragons. Perhaps the Eye of Innos can save us all now. I'd have done it differently.
Only in us decides what's right or wrong.
He would have never thought.
Hey, you! I delivered the letter.
Very good. How did Gerbrand take it?
He was rather shocked and made himself scarce right away.
I should think so. I'm afraid that, first of all, I need to attend to furnishing my new house. If I remember correctly, Gerbrand's taste is horrible.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
The house is yours then?
Yes, from cellar to attic, with all the furnishings. Having spent several years in less than befitting quarters, I'm looking forward to sleeping in a soft four-poster bed. And then, for breakfast, I'll have a fine wine and some excellent ham.
You don't miss any chances, do you?
You betcha.
Enos deals out fair punishment.
So how did you pull this off?
Did you think that Gerbrand came by his fortune through honest business? Of course, he never got his fingers dirty when it came to really shady deals. He had a helper for that. Of course, I caught on to a lot back then. Gerbrand finally got rid of me. He was probably afraid that I knew too much.
You never told me about that.
You never asked me.
Nothing amazes me.
What about Gerbrand?
He has enjoyed the good life for far too long. He was living here in the lap of luxury while I was forcing down meat bug stew. I have no idea where he went from here, but he'll never get a foothold in Khorinis again. I'll see to that. If you're looking for him, you should try the Harbor District.
What about my share?
Looks like you haven't forgotten everything I've taught you after all. But you're right. I couldn't have done it without you. Here's your share.
Same old thing all over again.
How's business?
Lousy. Somebody should have told me that Khorinis has gone to the dogs in the meantime.
That's no news. I've only known the city like this.
You should have seen it a few years ago. You would have liked it then.
He would have never thought of that himself.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I never knew that.
Halt! No one may enter the storeroom!
I can't believe that.
Why can't anyone enter the
The Honorable Lord Hagen has confiscated...
I already thought as much.
Will it ever change?
I'm looking for new recipes for potions.
Do you have any previous experience with alchemy?
Yes, I do.
Yet you are still alive. Those aren't bad qualifications. I think I can tell you a few formulations. It depends, of course, on what you want to know.
What recipe?
I know a few. Make your own choice.
Show me.
Across the land and chose the beast, and Beliar spoke to it, and the
Lobart's wife Hilda is sick.
What? Again? The good woman should take better care of herself. One hard winter and she won't be with us anymore. All right. I will give her a medicine to reduce the fever. Oh, and while you're at it, you might as well drop it off with her.
I want to increase my magic powers.
And Beliar gave
Can't
unto
rely
it
on
a
that.
portion of his divine power.
It is just like you said.
Beat it, convict! Canthar told me what a nasty bastard you are.
Everybody knows by now.
He simply talks too much.
You're a convict from the mining colony.
He had better
Scram.
shut up.
That's what I've always said.
Show me your wares.
Can't keep
They
on
never should have let it get so far. Now one of the mercenaries has actually murdered a paladin. Something had to happen one of these days.
These are bad times. Don't tell this to anyone.
Oh, here you are again.
Honestly, I witnessed
Why
it
aren't you in jail?
I have been released. As I already told you, I am an influential man in the city. Now word is out among the merchants that you are a convict. A regrettable affair. Now you won't be able to get even a piece of bread here in the marketplace. I could, of course, sort things out for you. Shall we say 500 gold pieces?
Too much.
Have you
If
come
I
to
hadn't seen
pay?
it with my own eyes.
Really? How interesting.
I haven't got enough money on me.
Then get it.
Always said.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
And he works all day too.
The mercenary Smith Bennett, who treacherously murdered the paladin Lothar, has been condemned.
I've come to... How's this?
Everything is under.
I've got a new tobacco blend.
Let me try your tobacco. This tastes incredible. I've never had a better smoke in my life. How did you prepare this blend?
I mixed the tobacco with honey.
You have done well, father of the art of blending. I would be delighted to fill my miserable pipes with this.
Fill her up then.
Thank you, son of generosity. No other blend could be as good as this one. I shall buy every bit you can bring me of this.
Can you make me a prophecy?
Yes, time has progressed.
How much?
For a paltry 250 coins.
Tell me about the future.
All right, son of knowledge. You shall force what is nobody's destiny but yours through fire and snow, through ice and flames, men in foreign armor, a swamp, lizards, they await you. That's all. There's nothing more I can see.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The mercenary Smith Bennett...
How's it going?
You don't look like you care about other people's worries in the least.
Yeah, sure I do.
What do you know? The world is full of surprises. I cleared out some of my stuff recently and sold a stack of old maps to Brahim, the cartographer down by the harbor. Unfortunately, I noticed that I'm missing a document. I assume it must have slipped in among the papers. Could you perhaps get it back for me?
I'll see what I can do.
You're so sweet. I wish you much luck. If you bring back the paper to me, I'll give you a reward.
Hey! What's behind that locked door?
Behind that is the chest of the master lockpicker, Fingers. He put such an unbelievably complicated lock on it that, till now, no one has been able to open it. Unfortunately, he got nabbed. They tossed him through the barrier, where he probably died. But if you want to try opening the chest, here's the key to the room.
Well, you know the sign. I'm impressed.
Have you got a job for me?
There is a thing I'd like to have, but I haven't found one so far.
What can I get you?
A sextant. Bring me a sextant. I'll pay you a good price for it.
I've got a sextant for you.
Incredible. You actually managed to find one. Here, you've really earned your pay.
Where is it worth the trouble to break in?
In the upper quarter of town, of course. But if you want to break into somewhere up there, wait until night. Everyone's asleep then, except for the city guards. They patrol at night. I know one of them, Wombo. He's the only one interested in gold. He's expensive, but once you've paid him, you don't have to worry anymore.
Treacherously murdered the paladin Lothar has been condemned in the name of Innos. The sentence is death by hanging. The execution will take place in a few days. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The mercenary Smith Bennett, who treacherously murdered the paladin Lothar, has been condemned in the name of Innos. The sentence is death by hanging. The execution will take place in a few days.
Hey, you! I managed to open the chest.
That's impossible. It looks like we've got a new master lockpicker. Congratulations on this accomplishment.
Hey!
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order of the Honorable Lord.
But so great was the
I was
wrath
at your
of
hut in the
Beliar
Valley of
that
Mines.
he came across
So
the
it's still
land
standing.
and
Did you find
chose
it?
the
If
beast.
you mean your pouch
And
with the lumps of
Beliar
ore,
spoke to
yes,
it,
I
and
have
the
it.
beast
You're a fox.
became
You know
his
that. Do you have it
subject.
with you?
And Beliar
I'll give you 100
gave
gold
unto
coins
it
for
a
it.
portion of his divine power, so that
Sure.
it might destroy
Terrific.
the land. But Enos beheld what Beliar had done, and he also bestrode the land and chose
Why did you
the
leave
human.
it there in the first place?
And Enos
I had
spoke
no
to
idea
him,
that
and the
ore was so
human
valuable here in
became
Corinus.
his
For one
subject.
measly piece of
And
ore,
Enos
you
gave
couldn't
unto
get so
him
much as a place to
portion of
sleep
his
back in the penal
divine
colony,
power,
in the harbor
so that
city.
he
They'll
might
practically
undo
bash your
the
skull
work of
in if they find
Beliar.
out you have ore on you. I hope that I'll get it back
Beliar
soon.
spoke to another creature, but Adanos brought forth the tide.
Give me
and the
100
creature was
gold
washed
coins,
from the
and
face
I'll
of
give
the
you
earth.
your ore back.
Deal. Here you go. You're a real friend. Thanks a lot.
But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame Adanos.
Leave me alone!
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Oh, they say there were dragons in the Valley of Mines. I'm curious to see when the Paladins will set out from here to fight them.
Have a safe trip, Honorable Magician.
Look for someone else. There's enough people running around. I don't have anything else for you.
About those missing people. I've been able to rescue some of the missing people.
I knew you'd succeed. Then I can finally go about my own business.
Any news?
You could say so. The Paladins have arrested Bennett, our smith.
How did that happen?
Bennett went to town to buy supplies. Well, he never came back. If you want to learn more, you should ask Hodges. He was in the city with Bennett.
Hey! And how's it going now?
Monty is back. He's busy studying the plans. Maybe we can get the ship done now.
What's going on at the heart?
The orcs are breathing down our necks and you're...
I only wanted...
The biggest problem, to be honest, there's only...
Hey! And? Back to work, are you?
Oh, man. They didn't get anything done while I was gone. Now I'll have to delve into those construction plans again.
Oh well, don't let me keep you then.
All right. Have a good trip.
What are you doing here?
My name is Brahim. I draw maps and sell them. Since you're new here, maybe you could use a map of the city? It's quite affordable and very useful until you know your way around.
Show me your maps.
You won't find better in that monastery of yours. I knew this piece would interest you.
What piece would that be?
Well, that old map you just bought. I know your kind. You go for any chance of finding riches.
Why don't you keep it for yourself?
I'm an old man, and the times when I set out myself are long past. I leave that to younger people.
What kind of a map is it?
It seems to be a treasure map or the like. But you look to me like one who'll get to the heart of this matter himself.
Where did you get this map?
Oh, I found that in a stack of old maps which I bought recently. The seller must have overlooked it. Come back again later. I'm sure to have something new for you then.
Nobody ever asks me. Why haven't I heard about this before?
It's not what I heard.
You have to feel sorry.
And it's gonna get even worse.
He really should have known better.
Go away, don't tell me
Don't tell
that.
this to anyone. And it's gonna get even worse.
I'm no better off myself.
For all your stuff, I'll give you 750 gold pieces.
He really should have known better.
All right, sold.
We've made some good deals.
That's what I've always said.
Same old
better
thing.
off myself.
Over again.
That's an open secret.
That's not what my husband thinks. That's not what my husband
I
thinks.
agree with you completely.
I can't take care of everything
Someone's
for
gonna do
everybody.
the work.
You have no business being here. Hey, you're not...
That's exactly
Come
what I
back when you have some silver plates or chalice.
Someone's gonna do the
You
work.
listen to the wrong people.
Do you really think?
No time
Same old thing all over again.
If I hadn't seen it with my
It's
own
not telling
eyes.
you anything new.
It can't
No one
go
really
on like
wants
this
to hear
forever.
it.
The virtue is long and rocky.
Don't
Someone's gonna do the work.
Justice will prevail in the end.
Anything's possible.
That'll never
Tell me
change.
that isn't true.
But that's terrible.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That'll
No
only
one really
cause
wants
more
to hear
trouble.
it.
Have to tell me that.
And it's gonna get even
It's all
worse.
just gossip.
That'll only
could care
cause
less.
more trouble.
I don't
That's
believe this is gonna
terrible.
change.
Someone's gotta pay for that.
You have to feel
I
sorry
used to
for
say that
those on
myself.
fair punishment.
Nobody
That's
ever asked for
terrible.
my
It was
opinion.
obvious all along.
Do you really think?
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
Nobody wants to know.
Show me what you have.
Fernando has admitted.
And
That's all.
it's not. I don't want. Then pay.
And there's more, believe me.
All the.
Go ahead and the pallet.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Hey, you.
There you are again. Have you heard news of my buddy William then?
He's dead.
Yeah, that's what I'd been expecting. Thanks for coming back here to tell me. I'll go down to the tavern and drink up his share of our last catch. That's what he would have wanted.
hardly know what to believe in.
Enos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
That's what I've always said.
Only Enos decides what's right or wrong.
So why won't they listen to
Tell
me?
this to anyone.
He should have known.
We see you, worm. You cannot escape us.
If it's talk you're at. Hey, I can't.
What are you standing around for out here? Go on.
This.
Hey, you! You are possessed.
What? Why are you talking about? Get out of here!
Let's wait and see what happens.
Hey, you!
How interesting. Everybody knows by now.
That's not what I heard. You don't say.
Hello? Are you feeling...
The roof is getting worse.
You don't say.
And how are the sheep?
I'll probably have to slaughter one of them for the last meal.
For what?
For the mercenary who murdered the paladin. Of course he'll be executed. I just have to decide which of the creatures will go to the slaughtering block.
What do you think? Do you want to go up against me again? I think I've gotten better in the meantime.
I want to fight again.
I only fight for the fighting. It's still...
Hey!
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted.
He works all day, too. Someone's gotta do the work.
New in the city, huh? I'm Brian. I'm Master Hap.
Hey, you! How's it going?
Everything is going to the dogs here. Wherever you look, there's crime and violence. Just imagine, they even murdered one of the paladins.
What have you heard?
Only what they're telling each other in the street. I've heard that they already caught the murderer, but I can't tell you if that is true.
It'll be all right.
You're trying to cheer me up. That's nice.
That's war for you. These things happen.
Yes, there's this horrible war on top of it all. Everybody suffers and wonders how they're going to manage. Sometimes I ask myself what we have done to deserve such punishment from Enos.
Thanks for saving. Thanks for.
Hey, you!
Will it ever change?
Since the mercenaries did it in the Paladin Lothar, The Paladin's inspections have gotten a lot tougher. I hope that will ease up once they've hanged the murderer.
He never would have thought of that himself.
There you are.
Show me your...
Do you really believe that?
I've heard a thing or two.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Thought as much.
I'd know better off myself.
Thought as much.
Do you really believe that?
There you are.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Where did you pick that up then?
Wait a minute.
I never knew that.
I wouldn't be so sure.
You listened to the wrong people.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land.
How's the
and
situation?
chose
I am
the
deeply
beast.
shaken by the
And
murder of the
Beliar
Honorable
spoke
Paladin
to it,
Lothar,
and
but
the
I know that the
beast
Church will find the
became
just
his
punishment for the
subject.
villain.
And Beliar gave unto it a portion of his divine power, so that it might destroy the land. Enos held what Beliar had.
Show me your where.
He also bestrode the land and chose the human. And Enos spoke to him, and the human became his subject. And Enos.
Hey, come closer. Take a break and have a sip of cool beer. Nothing hits the spot like a cool pint after work.
Hey.
Don't bother me, I'm on duty.
Did you mean this document?
Yes, that's exactly it. Thank you.
What's my reward?
Not so fast. Here's your money.
Hey.
And he works all day, too.
Everybody knows by now.
Okay?
Yes, but I'm not going out of the city anymore. At least my knees are still shaking.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Hey.
I don't believe that.
And it's going to get even worse.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
So, doing all right?
What else do you want?
Who says things like that?
Have you come to pay?
Go away, don't
All right, I'll pay up. You leave me no choice.
Good.
That's terrible.
Then I shall see to it that your reputation with the merchants rises once again.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
I don't believe that.
Show me your where.
Take your pick.
Everybody knows by now.
I've got to
suit yourself.
That's an open secret.
You don't say.
These are bad times.
Show me your where.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Really? How interesting.
And it's going to get even worse.
These are bad times. You don't say.
That's what I've always said.
Everybody knows by now.
These are bad times.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Show me. It is an honor to...
That's an open secret.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Everything all right with you?
Of course. We're all keeping our eyes open. The magicians can rest assured that the prisoner has no chance of escape.
Hey! What about Bennett, the blacksmith?
You mean the mercenary? He is sitting in jail where he belongs.
Can I talk to him?
Certainly. Just go in. But if you try to help him escape, you will be in for it.
Hey, you're the guy who filed a complaint against Canthar, the merchant. Lots of people came here to vouch for him. Well-respected people. The matter must have been a misunderstanding. Yeah, these things happen. In future, you should be more careful about who you send to jail.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinth. Is death by hanging. The execution will take place in a few days.
How come you're in the slammer?
Those swine have thrown me in the hole. I'm supposed to have murdered a paladin. But I didn't do it. They're only trying to frame me.
Why would they do that?
How would I know? You've got to get me out of here. Talk to Lord Hagen. Tear down the wall. Who cares? Just do something.
What happened?
I went downtown with Hodges to buy some supplies for our boys. Suddenly, we heard a loud scream and the sound of running feet.
Get to the point.
We knew at once that something had happened and that they would grab us at once if they saw us there. We ran like hell, then just before we got to the city gate, I tripped and sprained my ankle. The rest is soon told. The militia was on me at once and they threw me straight into this hole.
Who was murdered?
I have no idea. One of the paladins. I don't know them.
Have you got a name?
Some Lothar, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm not really sure. You had better ask Lord Hagen. He knows all the details.
Do they have any evidence against you?
They say they have a witness who recognized me.
Well, do you know who the witness is?
No, all I know is that he's lying.
Who's leading the investigation?
Lord Hagen himself. Since the victim was one of the paladins, this falls under martial law.
What does that mean?
That's easy to guess. If I don't get out of here, they're going to let me swing without further ado. You've got to help me or there'll be a war. Lee's not going to take this lying down. You can figure out for yourself what that means.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinth. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree mercenary is hereby enacted, who treacherously
Can't rely on that.
I need to talk to you about Bennett.
But that's the mercenary who murdered one of my men.
How come you're so sure that Bennett is the killer?
We have a witness. As you can see, there is no doubt about the mercenary's guilt.
Who is that witness?
Cornelius, the governor's secretary, saw the murder. His description fits Bennett, no doubt about that. As far as I am concerned, that settles the matter. The mercenary will hang for treason.
I believe that Bennett is innocent.
The evidence is clear. He is guilty.
So what if the proof is wrong?
Be careful what you say. You raise some serious accusations. If you cannot present me with evidence that the witness lied, then you had best hold your tongue.
The situation in the Valley of Mines is quite worrying, but we shall develop plans to get rid of the dangers and get our boys out of there along with the ore.
How is the situation on the mainland?
The war isn't won yet, although the royal troops are already driving back the ore. But small bands of orcs are gathering in many places, trying to scatter our army. They fight without honor and without faith, and therefore we shall prevail in the end.
You saw the murder of Lothar, didn't you?
I need not answer any questions about a current investigation. Lord Hagen already has everything I know on record.
What was it you saw?
Really, I haven't got any time now. You need to go now. The office is closing.
Enough of that. What did you see?
I saw how the mercenary struck down the paladin from behind, and then he took his sword and rammed it through his chest.
Are you completely sure?
Yes, of course. I saw it with my own eyes, but I really haven't got any time now. There's a huge pile of paperwork I need to do.
I don't believe you.
So what? What are you going to do about it?
They could make you talk in the monastery.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we have ways to bring out the truth. Painful ways.
No, please don't. I'll tell you everything you want.
So what really happened?
I didn't see what happened. I received some gold for blaming that mercenary. In times like these, it's everyone for himself. I needed that money.
Who paid you?
That's enough. He'll kill me if I rat him out.
Are you going to tell that to Lord Hagen too?
I'm not a lunatic. I can't stay in town now. I'll give you my diary. That should be proof enough.
Cornelius lied.
How did you know that?
Here, I've got his diary. Everything's in there.
That slimy little criminal! In view of the new evidence, there is nothing else I can do. By virtue of the office granted me by king and church, I declare that the prisoner Bennett is exonerated of all charges and is thereby a free man. Cornelius is to be taken into immediate custody for perjury.
He's made himself scarce.
Sooner or later he will turn up, then we shall arrest him.
everything you hear.
But the human and the beast waged war upon the land of Adonus, and the wrath of the gods was with them.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
All quiet?
You're still alive. I'm impressed.
Even as a magician, you cannot stop us. My master shall destroy you. Your pathetic parlor magic cannot save you.
Hey, you!
So, back to working in the fields?
Hey, the guy who saved my life. Yeah, it's more hard labor for me now. Especially with those two nutty brothers. Oh man, the bandits weren't that bad.
Hey! Hey, you!
Haven't you done enough damage?
So, back to working in the fields.
Hey, the guy who saved my life. Yeah, it's more hard labor for me now, especially with those two nutty brothers. Aw.
Hey!
Do you want to cause...
About your farmhands, you brought them back. You're one brave man. Take this gold as a token of my gratitude.
Did anything else happen?
My sheep keep disappearing. Soon I won't be able to feed us anymore.
Is there any other news?
Someone keeps stealing my sheep lately. I haven't been able to sleep properly for nights.
Who could have done that?
I've got a hunch about that. Some really nasty fellows have settled into the caves over in the forest. I find it hard to believe that they're living on berries. I'm almost certain that's where my sheep are disappearing to.
Hey, you bum. You haven't come about that sheep, have you?
You stole the sheep from Akil the farmer.
So what? What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing. What's that stupid sheep to me?
Then don't get on my nerves. Beat it.
You
so...
Give me that sheep or I'll punch you in the eye.
Then look out, boy. All hell's about to break loose. Cut!
Come with me. I found the sheep rustlers. You were right. Those fellows in the forest cave did it. They'll never steal sheep from you again.
Thank you, noble servant of Innos. Take this as a small token of thanks for the selfless favor you did for me. Very good. Here's a few gold coins. I hope it's enough.
Hey, you! Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Why don't you defend yourself against Onar's tyranny?
For us farmers near the city, it makes more sense to stay on the good side of the city militia than to rely on Onar's mercenaries. On the other hand, there's Bengar and Sekub who would rather give up their farms than work for the king.
Everything still fine with you?
We can manage. I just wonder how much longer we're gonna have to endure these devils in black. I can't stand it anymore. They sneak around the house making those funny noises.
Hey, you! Everything all right?
Yes, I'm fine. That Alvarez has become bolder and bolder lately. Good thing that's over now. What I could use now is a good drop in the tavern.
the power of the Master.
Show me your way. Bless me.
I bless you in the name of Innos. May the Lord's fire... May...
Hey, you. I see you belong to the Magician's Monastery.
Yes, why?
Can you use another worker there? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. But since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
Hey, you! How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garan's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was happening on the farm. After the grub they serve in the dungeon, he's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries' provisions to a real test. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that. But I suspect he's in the city. You know him. Always there when there's something to be had.
Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
I want to learn some new spells.
I agree with you completely.
You can't go on like this forever.
Teach me the third circle of magic.
Yes, the time has come.
Could have told you that
Enter
before.
now the third circle of magic. New spells await you. You will need them. For evil draws nigh,
Why haven't I heard
and it
about
can be
this
thwarted
before?
only with the power of Innos. I have now taught you all of the circles that I can pass on. Karas will instruct you in the
That'll
higher
only
circles.
cause more trouble.
Innos enlightens all those who recognize
Teach me.
his wisdom.
As if I don't have enough problems.
He never would have thought of that himself.
May Innos protect you.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
I never knew that.
That's not
Any news?
The enemy has apparently already entered the city.
What do you mean?
One of the paladins, Lothar, was murdered in the street. In broad daylight, it has gone too far, but I fear that is only the
So
beginning.
it says in the scriptures.
Bennett is innocent. The witness lied.
How do you know that?
I have found
Those are all
proof.
just rumors.
Sometimes I think that treason and greed are our greatest enemies.
Nothing's ever
What's going to happen
change
now?
A murder, moreover, of a paladin is without doubt one of the worst crimes there is. The murderer will undoubtedly be sent.
You listened to the wrong people.
Teach me.
I never would have thought.
That's all just gossip.
Do you really think?
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
That's just what I said.
Is it really true?
Hey, you! Hey! Teach me. Hey, you! Show me your...
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
I never knew that.
He ever asks me.
How are your studies coming along?
The enemy has many faces. Which of them presents the greatest danger for the monastery is awfully difficult to determine.
I want to learn the fourth circle of magic.
It is still not finished.
Teach me. How are your studies coming along?
The enemy has...
That's really not my problem.
How's it going?
I loyally fulfill all of the tasks given me every day.
You listen to the wrong people.
Those are all just rumors.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. Innos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
What are you doing here?
I try to accomplish the task.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
That'll only cause more trouble.
Are you satisfied with your task?
Yes, of course. My faith in the wisdom and power of Innos gives me strength. I don't mean to seem disrespectful, but I have a lot to do today.
You may carry on.
Thanks.
You must never lose faith.
No, I mean, I would never do such a thing, honest.
We are all often put through severe tests.
Yes, Master. I will always remember that. Thank you.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
As if I don't have enough problems.
I need a few things. Hey, you! Hey! Can I learn?
I shall instruct you.
Brew me a potion of...
All right. Do you...
Yes, he...
Good.
Brew...
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Brew... Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
You...
All right. Do you have... You don't have the...
watch out who you tell that to.
I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milton. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. I have asked Karas to look into this matter. He will certainly win some further insight soon, which can make us see clearer. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance, or we shall all be doomed.
I've found a strange almanac.
Really? What kind of an almanac is that?
I'm not sure. I thought you would know what to do with it.
Forsooth, that is very disquieting. I am glad that you brought it to me. That was very wise. I assume that there are more of these. Go and find more of these books of damnation. I suspect that it is an instrument of the Seeker's power. They use it to control the lost souls of their victims. They obviously write down the names of those whom they are planning to possess in these books. Listen, I am giving you this magical letter. It will show you the names which are written in the books. Find those victims and bring me their books. I shall dispose of them. But first, you ought to show at least one of them to Karas. Maybe that will help him in his studies. Do not make the mistake to try and destroy them yourself. You are not ready to withstand their power. Do not get close to the Seekers, or they will take possession of you. If you still find yourself unable to resist their call, come back to me as fast as you can. Only here in the monastery can your soul be saved.
Is there no protection against their mental attacks?
That is possible. Karas could know something about that.
I can tell you even more about those possessed.
Speak, brother.
I've found another almanac.
That is good. I am afraid, however, that there are more of these to find. Go on searching. Take this. It is a gift from the monastery which will help you when you face evil. And remember to have a look at my magic letter once in a while. It is possible that they may try the same on others whose names were not yet found in the almanacs.
Heal me, Master, for I am possessed.
So be it. Take this potion. It will relieve you of your nightmares. May the mercy of Enos be your salvation. Act on his behalf and beware of the evil eye of the enemy.
I have come to take the Eye of Enos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Enos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Enos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who could be so impudent, Master?
Evil is cunning, and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro. The enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach.
Not so fast. I have another task for you.
And that is...
Now that you belong to the Brotherhood of Fire, you must also fulfill the duties that come with being one of us. The Church is not only concerned with the affairs of magic, it is also the final authority in the administration of justice, as you know. The latest case brought before us opens up a bottomless abyss and must be dealt with once and for all.
What's this about?
There is someone in the city who has sold falsified shares in the ore mines of the former penal colony. These papers are utterly worthless and of no importance, really. Still, they have the potential of stirring up trouble among the people, which we cannot afford to happen right now. The swindler is supposed to have approached all of the most reputable traders in the city and the country, and has evidently managed to sell his counterfeit mining shares to some of them. Find this evildoer and bring him before this panel. In such hard times we must not suffer swindlers and plunderers. We must make an example of him in order to deter the rest of the mob.
Isn't that the militia's business?
The militia is responsible for the city alone. This affair has far-reaching consequences.
I'll try to clear up the matter.
One thing more. When you visit those traders, do not let them know that you are looking for mining shares. I think they probably want to sell them on, and certainly would no longer offer them to you if they realized that you are dealing with them on behalf of the church. Do you see?
Yes.
Then get to work. I wish you much success, brother.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
No, not at the moment, brother.
One more little thing. Stay away from the roadside shrines. We have heard that some of them have been desecrated. No one can say what effect they have now. It is not your task to solve this problem. The Paladins will take care of this matter.
Any news?
Not at the moment. Go and complete your tasks. You still have much to do.
That's totally obvious.
Do you really believe that?
Could have told you that before.
Do you know where Pedro is?
Do you think I'd be standing around here if I knew where the renegade was hiding? He must pay for his deeds. I hope we manage to get the eye back. You have to help us. Find him and bring back the Eye of Innos.
I want to increase my magic powers.
You're demanding more than I can teach you.
May Innos protect you.
If you're headed for the monastery, you should talk to Milton. He'll surely be able to help you.
What do you think? Would they let me in there at all?
Perhaps, but the way you look, I can hardly imagine you in a novice's robe.
Enough of that nonsense. Novice's robe indeed. It's the grub I'm after, or I'll be forced to eat the bark off the trees next.
Have you seen a novice walk past?
Yeah, sure. He went, that-a-way. He jumped into the water off the bridge and swam like a shark was after him.
My master shall destroy you. Your pathetic parlor magic cannot save you.
There's more, believe me.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I couldn't get away with that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
You're selling mine shares?
Sure, you can get anything from me. If the price is right.
That's not what I heard.
You just have to listen.
Will it ever change?
The things I could tell you.
Show me your wares.
Certainly, brother of the ring.
I'm staying out of it.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's no secret.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
That's no secret.
I'm not telling you anything new.
No idea. You tell me.
There's nothing you can do about it.
And that's the truth.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That was no big deal.
Do you really believe that?
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
I've got no time for things like that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
The things I could tell you.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
No one really wants to hear that.
I'm no better off myself.
That will never change.
That's been known a long time.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Even as a magician, you cannot stop us.
I'm not telling you anything new.
He really should have known better.
Hey! Show me.
There isn't much choice, I'm afraid.
You don't have to tell me that.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
I've got no time for things like that.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. It's a bad business.
I've got no time for things like that.
And?
Not many people come except
Nobody wants to know.
Is it really true?
I'm staying out of it.
I wouldn't be so sure.
everything else all right?
Are you trying to get? I haven't.
Easy as that.
That's all just gossip.
You can't rely on that.
I can't believe that.
How's it going?
If all those stories about dragons are actually true, we should get a few people together and go flatten those beasts.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I agree with you completely.
No idea. You tell me.
Of course we got him in the end.
And that's the truth.
I'm better off myself.
Hello, pretty?
What do you want?
There's more. Believe that all along.
You can't rely on
That was no big deal.
Listen to her.
You're selling mine shares?
So what? I paid an arm and a leg for them myself.
no idea. You tell me.
I couldn't get away with that.
I'd have gone about it differently. That was obvious all along.
That's no secret.
Can't really deserve that.
That will never change.
Nobody wants
That
to
was
know.
obvious.
I heard you know how to make armor from crawler plates.
No one really
That's
wants
right.
to know.
Who did you hear that from?
A hunter by the name of Gustav told me. Could you make me armor like that?
Sure. Bring me 10 crawler plates and I'll make you one.
How much do you want for it?
Forget it. I'll do it for nothing. For old time's sake.
Same old thing all over again.
You can't rely on that.
That's not what I hear. I hardly know who to believe these days. I agree with you.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Everything in opinion. You can't rely on that.
Do you really believe
Man, and here I was thinking they'd really hang me.
Well, it worked all right in the end.
You can say that again. You should have seen the face of the soldier when he had to let me out. He was so scared, he almost did it in his pants. Which reminds me, I've got something for you.
What do you mean?
A present.
Get that from me.
Things I could tell.
you hardly know who to believe these days?
Got my own opinion about that. What present?
We have heard of the dragons that are said to be in the valley.
They're really there.
All right, I believe you. Anyway, I thought you would surely want to participate in the upcoming dragon hunt.
And?
Here, take this amulet. I think you'll need it more than I do.
You just have to listen.
Is it really true?
No one really wants
That doesn't surprise me.
Don't say I didn't know that.
I couldn't care less.
Nothing amazing. You hardly know who to believe these days.
Really didn't deserve that.
That was obvious all along. Nobody will learn anything from me. That's been going on a long time.
I didn't get that from me. The two of us should have a chat.
Listen, you won now.
How's it?
Have I given you...
Any news?
You made the wrong choice. You could have been one of us.
Can I have some more of your stew?
Who said that?
I heard you helped Bennett get out of jail. Good job, kid.
You really should have known better.
Can I have some more of your stew?
Wait and see what
I've got nothing left. Come back later.
That was no big deal.
It can't go through like this forever. Hey!
You listened to the wrong people. That's not what I heard.
That's the first I've heard of it. Show me.
Sure.
He wants to know.
Wasn't quite as much.
I used to say that myself.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. Nothing amazes me.
Have you got something for me to do?
Have you seen those black hooded guys creeping by here? Those people give me the willies, I'll tell you. When I was at sea, I saw some pretty curious things, but those fellows really scare me. They went in the direction of the bandit camp in the mountains at the southern end of the valley. Maybe you should go there and check on those guys and do away with them.
You listened to the wrong people. But no, he insisted he knew.
I get so worked up.
And that's the truth.
Do you really believe that? I'm no better off myself.
You mustn't believe everything you hear. How's it going?
Good. Enos be with you.
Said that these days.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
He never would have thought of that himself. Do you really believe that? But no, he insisted he knew better.
Patrick is back.
Yeah, man. I had almost given up hope. You...
Hey, do me a favor.
Yes?
Spare us both your speech of thanks.
I wasn't going to thank you at all.
But...
I was just going to tell you that you're a damn cheeky devil. Stay cool.
So, everything okay with you?
All's fine. The water mages led us safely out of this accursed valley.
And what will you do next?
I'm gonna continue to fight for Lee, and someday we're gonna leave this island.
And then?
We shall see. If the war is still raging, we'll go up against the orcs. But that remains to be seen.
How are you? And how are your sheep?
I heard the strangest things. Some sinister characters are said to have shown up at Sekob's. They're laying siege to his house.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
You don't have to tell me that.
Do you really believe that? But he knew that all along.
What
Only the best.
Ah, it's good that you've come.
What's up?
I found this in the old chapel. It's a magic rune. I think it will teleport you straight back here to the farm. I thought you might be able to use it.
I've come from the Valley of Mines. The castle there was attacked by dragons.
So it's true. Lars said that rumors about dragons are circulating through the city. I didn't believe it. What about the paladins?
They've been thoroughly decimated.
Good. Maybe that will make Lord Hagen move to the Valley of Mines with his men. The fewer paladins stay here, the better.
Everything all right with you?
You saved my ass, man. I'll never forget that.
What do you want to do now?
I think I'll load up on grub first.
And then?
Who knows? Maybe I'll go back to the mining colony. Someone should keep an eye on the orcs. Otherwise, they'll all show up on the doorstep without warning.
You entered the monastery? I'd expected anything but that. You can't become a mercenary anymore now. But who knows, maybe you can do one or two things for me. Or me for you. We'll see. In any case, I wish you all the best. But don't even think of pulling the wool over my eyes, got it?
I've come.
So it's true. What about the pallet?
They've been
good. The few.
That's all just gossip.
I've got an old coin here.
Show me. Oh, yeah? That won't bring much on the open market. I'll pay you a gold piece for it. Exactly as much as it used to be worth.
Not quite enough. What about 2?
Nothing doing. I'm not a loony. Beat it.
I've got an old...
You know what I'm prepared to...
Nah.
They don't have any value for you. You'll be back. You know what I'm prepared...
Not quite...
Ah, damn. All right. 2 gold coins for every old coin you can bring me. That's my final offer.
In that case, 3 doesn't sound bad.
Go to hell, you bastard.
I've got an old...
Oh, yeah.
Not...
Nothing doing. I'm not a loony. Beat it. You know what I'm prepared.
Not quite enough. What about 2?
Ah, damn. All right. 2 gold coins for every old coin you can bring me. That's my final offer.
It's a deal.
Good. Here's 2 gold coins.
Interested in some more old coins?
Sure. You still have any?
A few.
Thanks. Here's your money. Bring me all you can find.
Everything all right here on the farm?
You sanctimonious bastards from the monastery aren't welcome here.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Who are you?
I am Onar's wife, Maria. What do you want here?
I just wanted to have a look around here.
With all these men on the farm now, there's no peace to be had inside the house. They just keep barging in here.
Do the mercenaries bother you?
Oh, well, at least the farm has been a lot safer since the mercenaries came. Back when we were still on our own, the militia came from town all the time to plunder our provisions. They dragged off the better part of the harvest, and they took some sheep, too. They did nothing for us in return. A few of those scoundrels even stole from us.
So what did they steal from you?
Mostly gold and silver. They even took my wedding present, a golden plate. I bet it's now gathering dust in the chest of some filthy city guard.
Has anything exciting happened here lately?
Wasili chased off a thief a few nights ago. Apart from that, everything's been quiet.
Tell me about Onar.
He's a good man. A little grumpy and very impatient, but we've all got our faults. I told my husband, "Why do you let the soldiers from the city treat you like that? Do something," I said. So he hired the mercenaries. Now I feel like I'm in the middle of a war. But then, we are at war, aren't we?
Hey, you!
Got my own opinion about that.
That's been known a long time.
He really didn't deserve that.
That's not what I heard. He better off myself. He really said that.
You already know what I've heard.
Nobody will learn anything from me. That's
That
not
will
what I
never
heard.
change. You have to feel sorry.
Do you do anything besides?
Sometimes I let some vengeful swampweed junkies beat me up.
Time for things like that.
That's not what I heard.
You have to feel sorry.
I never knew that.
I couldn't care less. That'll only cause more trouble.
Will it ever change? I'm no better off myself.
He didn't get that from me.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Where did you pick that up then?
Will it ever change? That was obvious.
But he knew that all along. That was quite obvious.
I had gone about it differently. That was obvious all along.
That'll never change.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Nobody ever asked for my
Tell me
opinion.
that isn't true.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Nobody will learn anything from me. That's not what I heard.
That's the first I've heard of it.